The story is about Robin. Now, Robin was my youth leader growing up. We were in a very small church of about, let's say like 80 or 90 people, although, I don't know, my math might be off a little bit. And our youth group was, I think, max 15 on a good night. Yeah, it was a very small, close-knit group of people, and I was one of the youngest. And I soon realized that I was different. Not like, I don't know, super out there, and noticeably, I guess, different. But I was one of the only ones, well, me and one of my friends in my grade were one of the only ones that didn't go to the Christian school. That, I didn't grow up in an overly Christian home, although I had gone to church my whole life. I didn't grow up praying for meals at home or really just being super familiar with the Bible. I remember getting a Bible when I was 9 years old, a nice Adventures in Odyssey Bible, but it wasn't something that I read a whole lot. I didn't know many of the Bible stories. Like, I knew what I would know from Sunday school, David and Goliath and the Exodus story, and just the like common ones that you learn year after year after year in Sunday school. But I wasn't super familiar with what it really meant to be a Christian. But as I attended youth group, that didn't seem to matter. What my background was, who I was, didn't matter. And yeah, I continued to have really great conversations with Robin, who was the only youth leader who would plan events every other week for this group of 15 students. And as I look back now, I realized that she was there for a lot of the crossroads experiences in my life, that when I was having troubles with friends and fighting with friends or dating someone or breaking up with someone or what have you, she was the person that I would be able to talk to, that after youth group, I could talk to her. After church, I could talk to her. If I was in tears, she would be there to give me a hug and just chat with me on the steps of the church. And yeah, it wasn't until years later when I really came to an understanding of what it meant to be a Christian, as I read through God's word for myself and really started to take that to heart, that I reflected on the relationship that I had with Robin and realized that as much as she may not have said it, I think that she was really praying hard for me and not really, not judging me for my actions, but really just hoping and praying and sharing the gospel in small ways. And yeah, when I did eventually turn to God, in my later years after high school, I look back and I really appreciated the influence that she had on my life. And I realize now that how she was to me is how I want to be to others. That I now have an amazing opportunity to be able to sit with any of you when you have fights with friends and dating things that are going on, drama that's happening in your life, if you're trying to decide what to do with your career choice, the choice of high school that you're going to. And as I do this ministry, I hope that that's something that maybe you don't realize now, maybe you'll realize it years later, that I care for you, your youth leaders care for you, and we are here for you. As much as we might not be able to meet in person and sit on the steps of the church, We are here to chat with you, whether you're just still wrestling with what it means to be a Christian or you feel grounded in your faith. We want to be able to chat with you, and we really care about you. And I hope that someday that you'll be able to reflect back and be like, yeah, I remember Doug, or I remember Hannah, or I remember Alicia, or I remember Melanie, or whoever it may be, that you remember us, and that we have been able to be a reflection of Christ. And yeah, that's really what we're here for, and what at least I know that I am striving to do for all of you. And you all have my number. So if you ever needed to chat about anything, I'm here. And I hope that someday that you can be there, or even now can be there for someone maybe a few years younger than you, or even a few years older than you, because we all have different life experiences, and we can share those with each other and learn from each other and grow with each other and become like Christ together. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this day and are blessed.